Okay. Okay, class, let's pretend like this is Sunday morning and we're just sitting here in Sunday school. Okay, this is the Mr. Dale studio, virtual studio, and we're having Sunday school. And I've got all of you right here with me. For instance, this is the way it's going to be the whole time. We've got Vivian. Vivian is right here. Hi, Vivian. Vivian's here with us. We've got Braden. Braden, sit up. Okay, you better sit up and look up, buddy. Okay, thanks, Braden. We got our boy Patrick right back here where he always would be. We've got Colin. You having a good week? You hadn't been to school, buddy. Okay. We've also got Olivia, who comes and sits right back there. Logan, you having a... Okay, Logan. I like your shoes today. Logan looks good. Really sharp. So we got Logan with us. And, oh, here comes JC. JC, you come on. Come on in. She always comes in a little late. Here she is right here. JC, nice dress. Love the earrings. Okay, and we also have... Get in here, Whitey. There's Whitey. He's sitting right over there. What you been up to, buddy? Okay. Now, we've got this, and I want to share with you. I have Stephen right here, and I don't know if you'll see him, but you've all heard about Stephen. And so here he is. There he is. Come here, buddy. I want you to see my main man, Stephen. He wanted to meet you. And I'm going to bring him to Sunday school sometime so you can actually be with him. He's such a good little boy. All right, let's go around the room and you tell us what you've done this week really quick because we got a bunch to talk about. Okay, Vivian, what did you... Okay, all right, good. Vivian went out in the yard and played with the dirt. Good job, Vivian. Nice. Okay, Braden, what'd you do this... Really? Okay, Braden played with some video games. Okay, buddy. Patrick, what did you do? Okay, you and Will went outside and horsed around, messed around, rode your bike. Okay, fun. How about it, Colin? What'd you do this week? Okay, buddy. He stayed up in his room and threw darts at the door. Good job, buddy. Okay, Olivia, okay, you went out with some, maybe a friend or two that came over and played. Great. Logan, how about it? What'd you do? You went out and threw the softball with... Awesome. Threw the softball with her dad. And then we've got JC, who watched some TV. He watched television. And then we've got Whitey, who looked at old football films of his football teams. I know you, Whitey. Okay, let's everybody do this real quick. Put a fist out. Let's see what you've eaten this week. Now, I'm going to tell you something, Braden. If I see that you're not telling the truth, I'm coming to get you. Okay? Let's do this real quick. We're going to do it quick. If you've eaten these things this week, let us know. Okay? Has anybody eaten a pickle? Put a finger out. Has anyone eaten a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Okay? When you tell me when this is over, when we get to go back to church again, you tell me how many you got, and I got something for you. Okay? Did anybody, has anybody eaten, you've all done this, a hot dog? Has anybody had a hot dog? Has anybody had an ice cream sandwich? No. Has anybody here had a Subway sandwich from Subway? Somebody brought it out because you can still do that. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but Stephen's right here. He put his little paw up one time because he did have a pickle earlier in the week. He loves them. Okay, did anybody else have a popsicle? Has anybody here had a ham and cheese sandwich? What, Braden? Yeah, you got to have the cheese on it to be a ham and cheese sandwich. Okay. All right. Has anybody, just a couple more. Has anybody here had a glass of Kool-Aid? Anybody had some Kool-Aid? Has anybody here eaten a hamburger? Has anybody had a chicken wing? Now it's a chicken wing. Okay, well, when we get back, you tell me who got the most. You come up to me and tell me, and I got something for you. All right, well, let's have our little lesson, and if we could, let's all of us, I'm just so glad that we're all here. Vivian, Braden, Patrick, Colin, Olivia, Logan, JC, and Whitey. Thanks for coming. That's awesome. let's bow our heads now today. And in your heart, if you have something you want to pray for, you offer that to God. So I'll open us with a little quick prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that we're experiencing. Bless the people that are alone and need your help and need your care. And we're so thankful that Jesus cares. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay, today, us per 10 are readers. Just take our Bible first. And we always ask Vivian or Logan or somebody to read for us. And we're looking, one of my favorite stories. I've probably heard more preaching and stories about this story than any of them. And this is Jesus heals 2 blind men, and it's found in Matthew chapter 20, verse 29 through 34. So, Vivian, do you want to read this, or do you want me? You want me to? Okay. I'll read it then if it's okay with everybody. And as they were leaving Jericho is a city where Jesus was preaching and things like that. So a large crowd was following him. And there were 2 blind men sitting by the roadside. So here's Jesus walking. He's going through Jericho. There's 2 guys can't see. So that's where we're at. And when they heard that Jesus was passing by, they shouted, "Lord, have mercy on us. O Son of David." Please, so he's saying, "Lord, help us." So the crowd sternly ordered them to be quiet. So they're looking at the 2 blind guys and they're saying, "Shh, be quiet, guys. This is Jesus. What are you doing?" So, but they shouted even louder, "Have mercy. Help us, Lord, Son of God." Jesus stood still and called them, saying, "What do you want me to do for you?" And they said to him, "Lord, let our eyes be opened." These guys couldn't see. And in this time in history, blindness was a big deal. There were a lot of people that were blind. So, "Lord, let our eyes be opened." Well, moved with compassion. That's a big word. Compassion. We'll talk about it in a minute. Jesus touched their eyes, and immediately they regained their sight and followed him. What an amazing thing. What a beautiful story that Jesus was passing by. A couple things. Those 2 men could have sat right there and have said nothing. And you know what would have happened? They would have, what did you say? Oh, JC, what did you say? Yes, they would have remained blind. But not only would they have remained blind physically, they would have never got to know Jesus. So here's a couple things, a couple I wonder questions, real quick. I wonder how the blind men knew who Jesus even was. I wonder what did you say, Whitey? Yeah, somebody probably told them. Okay, here's another one. Why did they try to not let the blind men call out to Jesus? Now that one's the one that sort of got me upset. I don't know about you, but I got just a little bit mad about that one. But what, Colin, why? Well, maybe so. Maybe they didn't think Jesus had enough time for them. Maybe they thought that Jesus really wouldn't care for 2 beggars, 2 blind men on the side of the road. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Well, here's the last one. I wonder how far the blind men followed Jesus. It says that after it was over, the 2 guys get up. Now they can see. They don't have to stumble around. And they followed Jesus. What a wonderful. I wonder how far they followed him. And the same applies to our life when we find Jesus. Anyway, let me read a story. And this one is, well, first of all, Jesus has compassion on me. What is compassion? What do you think compassion is? What did you say, Patrick? Yes, it's caring about somebody. And this week, as all this is going on, I've seen more compassion with people. People and helping people, calling people, sharing God's love with people. Compassion. And it's there. It's been amazing. Well, let me read you this story. I'm going to read sort of fast. So you got to be able to sort of got to be able to keep up with me. It says, I was talking to Vivian. She told me, this is Vivian. I saw her last week before all the quarantining started, and she told me about this story. She says that, and I'm going to use her name, it says Vivian needed to do some community service to earn a badge in her club at school. So her dad signed her up to volunteer at a local retirement home, senior living home, up the street, over here at Windsor Garden. Now you guys all know where it is, just right up here. She wasn't sure how she felt about this at first, picking up the trash on the side of the, out in the parking lot, and she might have to do some other things, take some food to people. She wasn't sure how she might do, but it turned out that it wasn't bad, and sometimes it was even fun. But Vivian just likes to be with people. And I've noticed that about you, Vivian. You do a great job just caring about people. You play cards with people, you read letters that they get from them, and we can see you doing all that kind of stuff. Well, she had gotten to know one lady very well. Her name is, well, we know, Miss Ruby. I don't know if you know Miss Ruby. She was here in Georgetown, a great lady. And she isn't what you would call really, really old, but she's in the senior home to recuperate. She had a hip surgery. And after falling while hiking in the mountains, well, Vivian learned that Ruby has had a lot of bad things happen in her life when she was talking to her. Loved ones who had passed away, people she knew that had been sick, people that had other diseases, and now this hip thing was a big deal. But sometimes when Vivian would come to visit, Ruby is praying or reading her Bible. And I've seen Miss Ruby do that too. It's a cool thing. Well, Vivian asked her once how she could believe in Jesus when all this bad stuff was happening. Well, Vivian said that faith in Jesus, Miss Ruby said that faith in Jesus isn't a promise that bad things will never happen. Vivian said, you remember telling me that, Vivian? Well, faith means knowing, and knowing Jesus through the good and the bad, and loving me and caring for me no matter what. Now that's the story that our little lesson was talking about. Knowing Jesus is through the good times. It's through the bad times. And right now, with all this flu stuff going around, isn't it great to know about Jesus at all times? It's wonderful. And our mind goes back to the two blind guys. And as all this is happening out here, they were blind physically. We know that. They couldn't see, but they were also blinded spiritually. They didn't know God. They didn't know Jesus. And here's Jesus passing by. It might be the only time in their lives that they ever get to meet Jesus. And they could have sat there and done nothing, but they cried out and they said, Lord, help me. And then there's lots of people at this time and this week that are crying out. They need Jesus more than ever before. Well, one last story real quick, and then we'll play some games. And here it is. You need to put one more fist out. And if you can, now you need to tell me if you're getting these right. I'm going to read another quick story. And this one, you got to pay real close attention to get it. And here it is. It's called Not Alone. It says that Jenny huddled under the sheet of her. Now you'd think, what a sheet? Where is she huddling under? What did you say? Yes, Whitey, the bed. Put a finger up. She didn't like any of you, if you get this word, you put a finger up. She didn't like being left home. What? And there's a movie about this. What did you say, Logan? Yes, alone. You got it. Alone, while her mother went out at night to do some grocery shopping. Well, when she was hungry as well as lonely, she would be hungry as well as lonely. For her supper, she had to fend for herself, and she hadn't found much to eat. But at least she had gotten Ruffles. And Ruffles is it's a stuffed toy, and it begins with a T. Now, what do you think that would be? T-E. And there's a stuff, we used to have these all the time. T-E-D, what did you say, JC? Yes, a teddy bear. Come on. She had her teddy bear, Ruffles, with her. Anyway, Ruffles was very old and worn, and Mother had tossed him into, where do you think she had tossed him? What did you say, Olivia? Yes, the trash. The trash. I would have lost my head if my mom had done that to me. Just in time, Jenny had seen him there, and she did this. Begins with an R. What did she do to Ruffles? R-E. R-E, what? You got it. Braden, yes. Thank you. He had rescued him. And as Jenny lay there, she began to think of Mr. and Miss Adamson. And they had come to the community center at the school and taught the children's Bible club. So they had a Bible club after school. And each Wednesday they were there with a new Bible story and friendly. Now this is something they had on their face. And it begins with an E. Yes, Vivian, smiles. So now you guys put a finger up if you're getting these. Jenny loved to hear about Jesus because Jesus what? It begins with a C. Yep. Okay, you got it, Logan. Cared about children. And although Jenny had been going to the Bible club only for a few weeks, she had asked Jesus to be her what? What do you think? You got that one again, Braden. Had asked Jesus to be her Savior. Absolutely. And it seemed Jenny could still hear Mrs. Adamson telling how Jesus loved all the children. And this week's Bible story had been about how he had loved and healed people with the flu. They had flus back then. And Mrs. Adamson said the flu was a terrible disease because it made people so sick, just like it's doing with people in the United States. And their disease was very contagious. But Jesus didn't run away from them. He loved them. He helped them. And you too may have troubles in your life. And you got to remember that Jesus, what's that word? You got it. You got it, Patrick. Jesus cares. He's always with you. He cares for you. And he's going to be with you. And he, just like he helped all these people back then who had this flu, this germ that's out there getting all these people. And as Jesus remembered those words, he thought about, what do you think? She thought about her teddy bear name. What? Yeah, Ruffles. You got it. Thank you, Whitey. And it helped her understand what Mrs. Adamson meant. Jenny loved Ruffles, even though he was old and ragged, and some of his stuffing was gone. And if a girl could love an old teddy bear so much, she knew that Jesus could love a girl even more. Jenny's lips curled up in a smile, and she did this to Ruffles. Now, it's something when you gather it. It begins with an H. She grabbed Ruffles, and she did... Braden again. She hugged Ruffles. So close to her, she sighed a big sigh of relief, pulled the blanket up around her shoulders, and she was comforted, and she fell asleep. Here's the key thing. Jesus cares for you. And that's all this is about. You just remember this. With Jesus, you can't lose. And without him, you can't win. And that is our lesson for today. You've been so good. Now let's do this real quick. As you know, the snowman's got some gummy bears. And so here we go. Everybody, now you can see Stephen. What did you say? What did you say, Stephen? Here, Stephen's next up. Okay, he whispers to me. He wants to tell each of you to hang in there. We're all going to be back in church soon. And that Stephen, he loves everybody so much. He's such a sweet guy. And because of that, he gets the first gummy bear. So, you go, Steve. Here's your beer. He likes it. Okay. He's sort of getting, I think he likes it. So thank you, Steve. Okay, let's do this. Now I need Pastor William right here. If Pastor William is if he gets these right when I see you, here it is. I'm going to take this gummy bear and I'm going to put it behind my back. And if Pastor William guesses the hand that the bear's in, everybody's going to get 3 gummy bears when I see you again.
The left one.
Okay. You're getting squat.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay. Let's do another one. Stephen has already eaten his. Okay. Let's do one or two more of these. If Pastor William can help us get this one.
Do y'all think right? Left? Okay, left.
Okay, he's so.
Wait, right.
Okay, he's going with the right. Okay, here it is. If he gets it, everybody gets.
Hey!
So Pastor William gets a bear.
Hey!
And not only that, my big boy Steve. What'd you say? You like these? Okay. Here he goes. He gets another one. All right. We'll do this one or two more times. I'm going to give everybody, if Pastor William gets this right, I'm going to give everybody 4 gummy bears when I see them. Here it is, Pastor William.
Pressure's on.
Okay. This is a question. Pastor William, the wife and I had a bowl of SpaghettiOs this morning for breakfast in Phoenix. Where are we, Pastor William?
You're in Arizona.
That is correct. So, not only does he get another one, but nobody likes the pineapple.
Well,
That's all. Okay, one last one. One more question. Here it is, Pastor William. If we were to take 77 and multiply it with 7, and then subtract 6. You gotta follow that, guys. What do we have?
so we had 533. Did I do it right?
No,
Oh.
you missed it, guys.
Oh.
Too bad. You gotta just
I tried.
But you know what?
I tried.
Stephen gets another one. That's right. My boy Stephen, he's sort of liking them now. Look, he's chewing it. He's sort of chewing that one. Okay, guys, we're about done, but I do want to give everybody, when I see you again, I've got a gummy. I've got a sour gummy worm here that I'm going to give you. So, guys, I'll see if Stephen, let's just see. I don't know if the other's one of these or not. Maybe. I doubt it. Don't tell the wife that I've given him gummy bears and worms, or she'll get really upset. And we know what happens if she gets upset with me. All right, guys. So, for Vivian and Braden and Patrick and Colin and Olivia and Logan and JC and Whitey, guys, we'll see you next time in the 3rd and through 5th grade Sunday school class.